Used to come in studio every morning, but clearly she's way too big for that these days, Kelly Jackson. Her name is Victoria Neiswanger. You might know her as Victoria Baboo, and she called KTRS home for many, many years. Victoria Baboo, well, good to hear your voice back on the Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you. Hi, Kelly. Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm also a mom, and I'm helping my daughter and son-in-law move to their new digs here in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado. And I have to say, it is beautiful. So a new chapter in their lives, and I'm helping them get settled in.
All right. Well, you're on because you have been very vocal in with some of your health issues. You were diagnosed a while ago with a rare disease called scleroderma. Talk about that for a moment.
Yeah, scleroderma is hardening of the skin or the tissues. And McGraw, it was back in, I want to say about February of 2009, right when I was named news director, actually, at KTRS, that I got diagnosed. And here's what I really want listeners to understand. I was having a whole bunch of odd symptoms that I was actually self-diagnosing, blaming them on, hormones and female issues because I was turning 50. I went to my doctor for my routine physical, and weird things are happening. I've been traveling a lot, and my fingers are really swollen, and I'm itching. I'm waking up in the middle of the night like I'm choking on fluid. I was wake up just startled. I was having trouble saying certain words, and in our business, that's a huge detriment. And my mouth was tightening, the skin around my mouth. I was having extreme fatigue. Of course, we got up early, so I chalked that off as to my hours. Well, lo and behold, he sent away for blood work. It came back a few days later, and he said, well, I've got some news. You tested positive for lupus, but you're not full-blown with lupus, but you are off the chart with scleroderma. And all I knew about it was there was a young girl at church who had it and had a stem cell transplant, but was not doing well. Unfortunately, she did pass away, but later, a couple years later. But I had that diagnosis just when you became the morning news talk show host at KTRS. So all this was happening, so it was very stress-filled, and I didn't understand it. All I knew was what was happening on my skin, and then after some CT scans, we discovered it was around my lungs, which was much more grave.
You have since taken up the cause, and you brought in a friend with you, yes. Kelly Ellison, founder of the Relief Foundation. Kelly, thanks for joining us here in St. Louis.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Tell us about the Relief Foundation.
The Relief Foundation is a nonprofit organization that I started in 2010. It was as a result of my own challenges dealing with scleroderma, being diagnosed, not having a lot of information, not knowing what it was, understanding that the cost of healthcare is extremely high. Mm-hmm. I was having trouble affording co-pays, paying deductibles, and so I wanted to do something that would help other patients. I mean, I had help, fortunately.
Sure. But
then I realized if I'm having this type of struggle, other people are struggling significantly too, paying for co-pays for office visits, back-to-back physical therapy, hand therapy, etc. So I started the Relief Foundation to, one, promote awareness so that people would know what scleroderma is, and for two, to help support patients directly. All of our money goes directly to patients to help them travel to get medical treatment. Like Victoria mentioned, she went out to Mayo. So we've helped people do things like that. We've helped people with groceries to pay their bills and medications and things like that.
Is it Bob Saget's daughter or sister died of this?
His sister.
His sister
yes.
died.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, tell us about this movie coming up here.
Project Scleroderma Beneath the Surface is a documentary that was actually started by a young woman called Christy McCaffrey that lives in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. And her mom died from scleroderma after only being diagnosed for 4 months. So they didn't have the time to figure out what it was, really. So she set out on a quest to figure out what it was and then to help promote awareness. So she started contacting patients and got on Facebook and different scleroderma chat sites to learn more, and then decided, hey, let's do this documentary to help promote awareness. And that's how I became involved. So I'm featured in the film. She reached out to the Scleroderma Research Foundation, where Bob Saget is on the board, to solicit their help, and they put their help behind it. Bob Saget is narrating. I'm featured in the film along with patients from all over the world.
So, Victoria, hi, by the way, and
hi, Kelly.
Hi. As far as research goes now, what is the latest on research, and how are you both doing?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because it's really frustrating. I feel sometimes that we're guinea pigs. I'm on a drug called Cellcept.
Victoria, are you there?
Oh, yes, I am.
Yeah, okay, go
Are you
ahead.
not hearing me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Research is where it is all at because we don't know what causes this. Our immune system is attacking our tissues, so we have no white blood cells. So we get sick, we're in dire straits. So the research, they've got to figure out what this is because they believe it's environmental. They're not sure. There's nothing hereditary about it. And when you talk about environmental, that's a needle in a haystack. What could that be? So since there's no cause, there's no cure. Kelly's been on several drugs. She had the stem cell transplant, and by the grace of God, she's got great care because she had to quit her job to have someone care for her. She couldn't even tie her shoes or get ready in the morning or brush her teeth. And I thought her story was so compelling. She's been on the Big 550 several times on my health show that I had through the years. And that's how we met, was through the Big 550, by the way. It was a great resource. And I have to credit the St. Louis medical community because when I had my health show on, Mercy Health was my sponsor, but they were so gracious and said, you need to go to the best, and that's at St. Louis University. The head of rheumatology, and Dr. Terry Moore, has been fantastic, along with the doctors at BJC for Kelly. So all I've got to say is the St. Louis medical community has been wonderful, but research is a must, and that's why we're trying to raise money not only for those of us who are patients, but those who do the actual research. Now, Kelly, I think they said they're getting closer. Kelly Ellison said they're getting closer to some source, but to say environmental is just frustrating.
All right, well, we're short on time here. What should people know about this movie fundraiser, and how can they help?
Okay, Project Scleroderma Beneath the Surface is going to be showing on Thursday night, June 19th at 7 o'clock at Plaza Frontenac Cinema. Tickets are $15. You can go to www.relief-foundation.org to get tickets. And it's amazing because we're close to being sold out. So we're excited about that. Yeah.
Great news. Victoria Baboo, we'll let you go. Be safe. Get back here to St. Louis safe. And Kelly Ellison, thank you both for coming on.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
828 Big 5.